So today there was another school shooting in Minnesota. I would offer my thoughts and prayers, but the children were literally praying, looking at God when they were shot. The United States has consistently voted year after year after year after year after election after election after election to choose their right to own weapons and bullets over the lives of children. I watched the news journalist shove a microphone in a child's face to interview him for the tragedy that he witnessed. And the fact that the child was so desensitized to what had just happened to him. And then cry over and over how it's such a tragedy. Don't use these families. This is not a tragedy. This was a choice the American people made. In the UK, they had a school shooting and immediately removed weapons from the people. And they never had another one. Do you know who profits every time there's a school shooting? The pew-pew makers. Because anytime there's terrorism in the country, people want to defend themselves. Let's add that with Fox News is pushing the narrative about the fact that the perpetrator was trans. And it's an attack on a Christian school. How convenient is that? I'm just going to throw a what if at you. Because all this is alleged. How difficult do you think it would take to find a young trans person who was unhappy with their life and offer this person a chance to be a martyr and help their family after they're gone? You could even convince them it would be poetic. Maybe the same way you could convince a young man to climb up onto a building with a large rifle and take a shot at a very important person. We never did hear anything more about him, did we? Or the guy on the golf course. There was a second one, wasn't there? Oh, right, but they didn't fit in narrative. But this one does. And now Kash Patel has decided to call it domestic terrorism against Christianity. How long will it take, do you think, before the boots on the ground arrive in your city? All Christians must be protected. Funny, aren't we getting that same narrative from another country on the other side of the world? None of this is suspicious at all. Not to mention, did anyone notice a couple days ago when Trump had his cabinet meeting, it was like they were holding his celebration of life while he was still alive? They sat in this giant circle jerk around the table and each took turns telling Donald Trump how important he was and how amazing he was and how much he's changed their lives and changed the country. Like these people needed a napkin to wipe their face after. It was like they gave him his eulogy while he was still alive. They know he's on his way out. That's why they're letting him say whatever he wants. Because in the background, the real cronies that are running the White House already have their plan in place. So regardless of what happens to the orange buffoon in a little while, it doesn't matter. The only hope you've got is that the MAGA crew realizes once he's gone what's actually happened to their country and they turn on J.D. Vance. That would explain why all the fortification in D.C. And while I can appreciate there's some people excited about some election results that took place in a couple of the states, it's not going to matter. The U.S. will be a full-fledged dictatorship before December. You will spend Christmas with a Donald Trump star at the top of your tree. And you don't want to know what's going to happen if you don't put it up. I'm watching all this from upstairs in Canada, and I feel like I'm just waiting for the meth lab in the basement to explode. You need to stand up, America, because the only person coming to save you is you. You need to get a general strike going. Fast. 60% of Americans are one paycheck away from bankruptcy or disaster. Your car breaks down, bankrupt. Your hot water tank blows up, bankrupt. Heaven forbid you get sick, bankrupt. So if you say you can't afford to take time off work for a general strike, if you don't do it now, you will starve to death. They will let you rot. The time is now. I wish my American friends the best of luck. I'm rooting for you to be the hero in the story.